Schools of fish, sea turtles, clams, and many other animals seek refuge in some of the most beautiful habitats in the world, coral reefs. But these ecosystems are in danger of many different threats. The Coral Reef Alliance, or Coral, is a nonprofit that is on the mission to save the world's coral reefs. The purpose of this speech is to persuade my audience to become advocates or become more conscious of their actions in respect to coral reefs and the organization Coral. I have done extensive research on this topic to ensure that all the information I'll be telling you today is truthful, from reliable sources, and ethical. In my speech, I will discuss the needs of coral reefs as they are beginning to deteriorate before our eyes. Then I will mention how we can help, and finally, what can end up as a result of not helping where we can. Coral was created by a group of divers that were once just fascinated by reefs, then turned into a large non-profit consisting of organizations, businesses, government agencies, and passionate individuals. Their mission is to save the reefs by educating people and communities while also working hands-on, researching and trying to better understand how corals adapt to climate change, and is applying this information to give reefs the best chance to thrive for generations to come. Coral reefs are in a decline, but there are ways you can help to stop or slow the process right here in San Angelo. The corals depend on smart consumers. Overfishing can have a great negative impact on coral reefs, and as a consumer, it is important to make conscious decisions when it comes to buying fish to eat or put in aquariums. By supporting companies who are the driving force of overfishing, you become part of the problem. According to Reefs at Risk, their research found that coral reefs of South Asia, the most species rich on the earth, are the most threatened of any region. More than 80% are at risk, and over half are at high risk, primarily from coastal development and fishing related pressures. Being a smart consumer is only part of the solution. Living sustainably is the next step. Taking small steps in your everyday life to live more sustainably can have a major positive impact on coral reefs. Land-based pollution inevitably ends up in our waterways. Rebecca Vega Thurber, a coral expert, assisted in a study done in Florida Keys where they injected high levels of nitrogen and phosphorus, pollution that is often evident in sewage and agricultural practices, and found that disease and coral bleaching more than tripled. A study conducted titled Vulnerability of Coral Reefs to Bioerosion from Land-Based Resources or Sources of Pollution on Maui's Coral Reefs by Nancy Prouty and others. This research found that many of Maui's coral reefs are in significant decline. Reducing any stressor at a local scale is important to sustaining future coral reefs and ecosystems and planning for resiliency. In addition to actively trying to prevent overfishing and pollution, coral reefs need advocates. Reefs do not have voices that can be heard, but people can speak out to help spread the word of reef conservation. This speech is a perfect example of being an advocate. I'm presented with the opportunity to speak to several people about something I'm passionate about. I grew up near the water and I care about our marine life. Victor Barrera of Mayacan was a fisherman turned advocate after attending a presentation done by Coral. Barrera now understands the importance of preservation of our coral reefs and believes that they should be the most cared for and most protected area of Siacan. Being educated of the problem is part of the solution, but to truly help, it is important to find ways to directly support Coral's organization. While volunteer programs are currently suspended due to the pandemic, by donating to Coral, over 80% of their expenses go directly into the reefs. Total revenue from individuals and grants in 2020 totaled over $4 million, and $3 million of those dollars went towards program services, management, and fundraising. Monetary donations help this organization support their team and their efforts of long-term conservation. You can donate by going to coral.org and following these steps. In the top right corner, click on the menu bar, find the tab Ways to Give, click the plus sign and go to Donate Now. Here's where you can put in your dollar amount and card information. Once you've filled out all the necessary boxes, you can submit your donation. Conservation is not an easy or cheap process. You can feel secure that Coral can and will put it to good use. Monetary donations are a sure way to ensure that scientists tasked to find a way to preserve coral reefs have the funds to do so. Without the giving and caring nature of individuals, coral reefs may be gone sooner than anyone has expected. Over 50% of the world's coral reefs have died in the last 30 years, and up to 90% may die within the next century, according to seacore.org. Coral reefs offer so much to communities, from tourism, jobs, and vital parts of marine life. With a little effort, we could truly make a difference in so many lives. In this speech, I have gone over precautionary measures that individuals can take in their everyday lives to protect coral reefs, and the nonprofit organization Coral, and the steps they are taking in order to receive and revive and protect the world's reefs. Hopefully, I have persuaded you to help in the efforts of coral reef conservation and to help those who have dedicated their lives to these beautiful marine ecosystems at Coral. Help those who are helping our oceans by donating today at coral.org.